Top Cassiopeia. Oh boy, it's gonna be fun, said no one ever. I already missed 1 XP, so maybe I should just go for it. I'm just bleeding XP at this point for this asshole. Too much invade, dude. I got a fucking lane. Like, this can't just be the everyone tries to bail out Lee Sin because he's a fucking idiot show. No, it definitely can't. And of course they're gonna yell at me and they're going, "Hey, Hashinshin, why didn't you roam?" LOL. You got a 2v1 top lane. LOL. I should not be losing 1/3 my health bar because he ran up and pressed E on me a bunch. I don't know. Am I the crazy one, Twitch chat? I don't think so. Wow, what a great character. Thank you, Riot. Better buff Cassiopeia until she abuses every top laner again. Said nobody ever except for Riot, who for some reason pushed it on us again. You ever notice why characters like Urgot and Aatrox have to exist? It's because ranged top laners are so retardedly broken and easy to play that you need to be stupid in order to beat them. Like, how do you fight Cassiopeia without being an absolutely retarded monstrosity of a champion? She has more movement speed than you. She does more damage than you. She has healing. She has range. She has a slow. She has a disengage. She doesn't need to buy boots, so she's now got an item advantage on you. Like, other than being a retarded-ass champion like Aatrox who can poke you down from across the lane, how do you possibly fight these champions? How do you fight a champion like Cassiopeia? How do you fight a champion like Kennen? How do you fight a champion like Jace? The correct answer is Riot actually never gave a way to fight them. They actually never did. The only thing they did was eventually they just made Urgot and shit, and they were like, alright, there you go, that's how you beat them. You don't actually beat them, you just play a different champion. And for some reason, this is an acceptable solution. It is acceptable that the actual unironic way to fight Cassiopeia is to literally never play a champion who Cassiopeia beats. So you don't play Darius, you don't play Trundle. I mean, Trundle doesn't even top anymore. That's hilarious to me when you think about it. Like, give counterplay. Give an actual way to play the game against a champion like Cassiopeia. Especially when she has Phase Rush. Well, didn't they literally nerf Phase Rush because it invalidated so many champions from being able to be played? And then what do they turn around and do? Nah, fuck it, we'll just make it better. But that's exactly the problem. Instead of going from the start, instead of like day one, how do we fix League of Legends? Okay, let's stop buffing Cassiopeia, let's stop buffing Kennen, let's stop buffing Gnar, and let's actually address why these champions are so broken and try to get them to be non-broken in a healthy way. Instead of doing that, they just said, yeah, fuck it, let's just make Aatrox and Urgot. Cassiopeia is broken, has above average movement speed, and also has a secondary movement speed buff with her Q. Immobile, by the way. Permanent 35% movement speed boost. By the way, just so you understand what that is, that'd be like if Garen's Q was permanent. He literally just permanently ran around with his Q movement speed active, and you were like, yep, immobile. Except, it's even better than that because she's got a higher base movement speed than Garen. Riot is such a full retard company. Seriously, what is my gameplay? What is my counter to that? She hits me with 1 Q, and then she can permakite me for the entire rest of the game. That's it. The only reason anyone should play League of Legends is for money. This game is I maintain, this is actually the worst competitive game ever. This game is actually so imbalanced and such a piece of shit. No one would ever enjoy playing this game. You want to know why Fortnite took over? Because Fortnite actually, instead of being concerned with, is our game competitive, they were concerned with, do people actually want to play our game? That was their #1 concern. Wait, does anyone actually want to play this game? League is like, no, Cassiopeia is fine, because, like, competitively, you can pick Aatrox against her, and Aatrox can, like, kill her. No one gives a shit. Why can't I just play a normal melee top laner without instantly being counterpicked by one of the variety of ranged champions who beats me in melee while also being ranged? Okay, here's what you do. Here's actually what you do. Nerf Cassiopeia, remove her from the game. Nerf Kennen, remove him from the game. Nerf Jace, remove him from the game. They already did the same thing for Lissandra, so whatever. I mean, let's be honest, that's actually what they did to Lissandra. They nerfed the ever-living fuck out of her until she was removed from the game. Which is the right thing to do! When your champion sucks so much dick that no one ever wants to play against them ever, just go, oh, okay, fine. We won't try to force him on you then. It's really just that simple. Like, it's actually just that simple. That's the thing. It's actually just that simple. If no one wants to play the game because your champion is such a retarded piece of shit, then stop trying to force it on everyone. Okay, I mean, like, at a certain point, though, maybe they shouldn't be able to have 5 people in our bot jungle. I mean, we went 1 for 2 in a 4v2. In our jungle, mind you. Not like a 4v2 where I was, like, overextended and shit. No, a 4v2 where we're, like, fighting them in their jungle. In our jungle. Okay, that was, like, a crazy good Nami bubble to not have anything happen from it. That was pretty good. Nope, that was very good. Exactly, that's my point though. Like you're saying, oh, there's melee champions who are impossible to kite. That's why Cassiopeia needs to be through OP. Then maybe Camille shouldn't have 2 movement speed buffs and 2 gap closers, and one of the gap closers is invulnerable, and the other gap closer goes across half the fucking game. Like, maybe they shouldn't have had to make a champion like Camille just to try to get melee champions to be picked in top lane again. I should say bruisers picked at any rate. Maybe Aurelia shouldn't have, you know, 15 gap closers. What? A Cassiopeia that overextended and walked up into 2 characters, one of them being Kha'Zix, who we all know is kind of broken right now, died? Well, that means the character is balanced. Because you should be able to walk into Kha'Zix and Darius and get pulled and then hit by Kha'Zix while isolated and live. As a ranged kite mage who got, you know, engaged on. Everyone knows that, Twitch chat. Dude, they should, like, legitimately look into Glacial Augment. Because, I feel like maybe it got a little fucked up there at some point. I definitely feel like Glacial Augment at some point got fucked up. I'm not sure where. I'm not sure which buff did it. But right now, well, it's pretty obvious what's going on. Glacial isn't strong, except everyone swapping over to Glacial is a thing. Like, you say it's not strong, but if it's not strong, why is everyone moving over to using it? I had to try really hard for that kill, Twitch chat. Like, how do I do it? How do I get so good at this game to get those really difficult kills like that one? Unpopular opinion. Fortify should be re-added to the game. Really unpopular opinion. Teams shouldn't just be able to stall out for late game by existing. It should be something that you actually have to work for and give up things for. If you want to get to late game, you should have to use things like Fortify. It shouldn't just be, oh, well, you get it anyway. How many people are dead? 2 people are dead? Oh, that's not good. Well, their Baron's not that slow. I mean, that's pretty good, all things considered. Yeah, but a lot of fucking mages are swapping over to Glacial Augment. And here's the thing that people aren't realizing, is that everyone dies in one combo anyway. You don't need electrocute to one-shot people. It's kind of helpful in the laning phase, sure, but with how overbearing the jungle is right now, having a stronger laning phase doesn't actually mean that much anymore. Unless your laning phase is like, oh my god, you know, Aatrox level, where you can pretty much kill someone from 100 if the jungle gives you any assist. This Ghost Dragon will save my Kai'Sa. Dude, she's got such a butt. Jesus Christ. When people complain about sexualized characters, it's because of characters like Kai'Sa, where she walks in like the most buddy way possible. It's like they literally were like drawing up the walk animation. They were like, could she maybe show her butt off more? They're like, well, that wouldn't make any sense. Yeah, but like, could her butt maybe be more visible? Okay, it was a 3v3 and I'm just getting destroyed. Okay. Okay, how are we not killing anybody? Can't stop. What? Ka, you literally walked up and died like 3 times in a row. Darius is fine so long as you know, Riot full retard video games stops doing that dumb shit where they're like, Cassiopeia gets buffed. Like, here's, I actually want you guys to stop and consider this for a second. Like, actually stop and consider this, Twitch chat. The only reason that a champion like Kennen, that a champion like Jace, that a champion like Cassiopeia doesn't get picked is that no one fucking plays the champions they beat because they're unplayable. Like, no one's gonna fucking play first pick Darius, first pick Jax, first pick Fiora. It would be impossible. It would actually just be impossible. So nobody does. So then every so often what Riot does is they overbuff the shit out of a champion like Fiora until they're broken as fuck, automatically win every lane, and then they go, yeah, we did good. Then of course eventually they have to nerf them, and then it goes back to, well, you can't first pick anything interesting top lane. No, they're just a terrible company. They actually are just a terrible company who have no fucking understanding of their game or foresight anymore. No, the key is to decide what is healthy and go with that. Go with what's healthy. You know, stop trying this bullshit where, yeah, I know we can make Kennen work. We just need to try for the 9th time in 9 seasons. We can make, oh, he's over and he destroys every bruiser. Well, 10 times is the charm. Now we'll figure it out. No, just think of it like cancer. There are some champions who are just cancer. They shit on the game. They make the game worse. All of League of Legends is worse because they are pickable. And you just cut them out. The worst cancer in League of Legends are ranged champions that automatically beat every bruiser top line who doesn't have insane mobility. So like, watch what happens when I pick Darius. You can beat Darius with Jax right now. You can. It's very doable. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's doable. You can beat Jax with Umbrella, or you can beat him with Fiora. You can beat him with so many different champions. But no one will give you a good matchup. They're all just gonna say, yeah, fuck it. I'll just pick Kennen, Cassiopeia, Jace. Who gives a shit? Bruiser and insane mobility doesn't work at Hashinshin. Bruisers are supposed to be immobile. What? The very first bruisers going back to season 2 all had gap closers. Jax, Xin Zhao, Irelia, Warwick. Even when Malphite was a bruiser, he just ulted at you. Renekton, bruiser. No, that's juggernauts. Those are divers. Like a bunch of fucking monkeys hitting each other with sticks. No, they're bruisers. No, that's a diver. No, that's a juggernaut. Is there even a point to going through this champion select? I feel like I should just dodge now and wait out my timer. There's no point in playing support. You lose all your viewers playing support. Not only that, I get so bored I just want to quit the game. Oh, go top, I'll support. Thank God. Why don't I try mid? Do you guys... Here's my impression of queuing for mid. Wow, I'm in a 15-minute queue. I would say Bruiser v Bruisers are almost always the most fun matchups. The only exception is Fiora, who's basically designed from the ground up to automatically win everything ever. Go fuck yourself. Why are ranged top laners so strong? Because Riot full retard video games, instead of giving these ranged champions any weaknesses, they just buffed everyone who beats them. Or sorry, buffed every new champion, and then buffed them, and then buffed the new champions, and then buffed them. And then champions like Darius, who haven't really received any rework in 4 years, are like, but what am I supposed to do? So, like, how does Darius fight a champion like Jace? Like, if my opponent picks Kennen, Jace, Cassiopeia, any of that shit, what exactly are you supposed to do? How do I beat Cassiopeia? She outruns me and is longer range than me. Heroes. So she could run the other way and outrun me. She could run at me and outrun me. So basically, I have to trick her into walking into me. Now, let me ask you something, to chat. Does that really sound like a good, healthy gameplay? That my opponent basically has to be tricked into walking into my pull? Yeah, not really when you think about it. Oh boy, we're against Kai'Sa. Touche, how many games is Kai'Sa picked at high-low? I feel like if she's unbanned, she's picked. It's actually, if she's unbanned, she's picked. Simply put. Like, every fucking game, 100 fucking %. I basically feel like the 80 carries meet up in a fucking, like, secret 80 carry Discord, and they're like, which one of us gets Kai'Sa this game? Well, you got her last game, so let me get the free win this game. Not banning Kai'Sa is basically win trading. And Simon, I sit here and I don't even ban from my lane anymore. I ban Akali, Graves, Kai'Sa, Kindred, in that order. Half the time I never make it past Akali. Half the time I have to ban Akali. If Akali's banned, I ban Graves. Sometimes I actually get to ban Kai'Sa. Pyke, or as I like to call him, wait, why was that a buff and not a nerf? Akali, or as I like to call it, Riot, what the fuck? But Twitch chat, I should say, Riot calls Pyke Daddy's free money.